Howdy, how are you? It's Leslie. We're here in the Carpool. It is a bright, shiny day. And we are finishing up our series on luck in business. Like how you can respond to luck, how you feel if you feel lucky or unlucky. Where are you on the spectrum? And I thought we'd just wrap it up with how to take advantage of luck. And I was reading this article because I love to see what other people think. It helps me frame my own views on things. And he talked about, the phrase, would you rather be lucky or good? This author did. And he's like, I take lucky any day. And he felt that luck was one of the success factors for highly successful people. And I have to think about that. I was like, well, what do I think that way? What do I think? And I was like, well, luck, I think, is about positioning yourself to be in the right place at the right time and to be able to do something with it. I think that's what luck is. It's really about being strategic and intentional for you to be in the right place at the right time and then taking advantage of it. Straight up, it's action. And I thought about that with today and how do you take advantage of luck in your small business? Because luck comes to you, because opportunity comes to you. More will come to you when you do more and when you're taking action and when you're planning and you're giving intention and all of these things. But there's a lot of reasons to do what I share with my clients, like on the tactical to-do side of things. And it has so much to do with being prepared for when luck comes your way. Let me give you a couple of examples. By the way, if you're just joining us for the very first time, welcome! And why haven't you been here? I'm so excited you're here. Make sure you come back. But I'm Leslie Hassler. I own Your Biz Rules Business Coaching, and we do coaching from the Carpool. My car. And I'm not driving. I'm parked with the AC on because it's kind of warm today. And we do this Tuesdays and Thursdays around 2:45 or so, just so you know. So come back. Share it with your friends. Would love for that to have happen. But there's a couple of things you can actually do to better position yourself to be ready for luck, ready for opportunity. One is being very strategic, like having concrete goals. If you've got, I'll just share one of my concrete goal that we're working on is that we need to generate a $350,000 business this year. That's where we need to be in this coaching business. And everything stems from that, right? But if you go even above that, I do have a vision. Like the vision is to be the premier resource in the DFW Metroplex for women entrepreneurs in small business. Everything we're doing goes back to that vision. The tactical side of it's the monies and the dollars, right? And then if you look at the strategies that we're putting into place, it's all about supporting that grand vision and supporting that grand goal, which is revenue, because I am in business. I need to generate a revenue. Plus, I have a lot of goals. I have a lot of things I want to do. I have a lot of things I want to share with you. I need money to be able to do those things. It's crazy. So, that's helpful because it starts to show opportunities. When you make those declarations, opportunities start to come. They start going, knock, knock, knock. Who's there? Opportunity. And you can let them on in. When I think sometimes what we do is is not be open to those opportunities. I will tell you, I'll listen to about any idea. I'm always going to be open to opportunity and to listen. Now, discernment, because I have the vision and those goals about that's not a good fit for us at this time. That's not something I can put my attention to. Sounds like a great idea, but not something I'm going to take advantage of right now. Or I can say, actually, yes, tell me more. And, even with one of my strategic partners, we were up in Allen, being sponsored by Comerica Bank to do a small business academy this year, 4 sessions throughout the year. So we did the first session yesterday, and my partner on that from Comerica said, hey, would you travel? And I'm like, well, yeah, I'm willing to talk. right? I didn't say yes to what it was, and I had the beginning conversation of what could be another opportunity. Is that luck? I don't think so. I think it's about showing up, about having intention, about doing good work and paying it forward, being willing to give, right? And also being willing to say, yes, I will talk about that. Because I could say, well, I don't know when I'm going to travel and I've got kids and that just can't happen. And no, right? Even I'll give you another opportunity. So was asked to participate in an event in Fort Worth. And it wasn't on paper. It wasn't like the most ideal event for me to be spending my time in. But I was kind of intrigued. I was like, and I called them up. I said, I want to say yes, but right now I'm a no. What can we do? How can we make this a yes? And then in the conversation, it wound up being, I was like, oh, okay. You told me what I needed to know. I'm in. Let me go. I'll be there. And so there's a little bit of the openness that you really have to have in order to be able to do that. But I gotta say the last one, and this is probably what I stress so much in our mastermind in creating, and you've heard me say it before, but if you have the financial stability, and not just stability, guys, I'm talking about 3 to 6 months cash flow. I want to caveat this before I even say this next statement, lest you think I'm perfect, because I am not. I have not always been in this situation. But especially in this business, which is my third, I strive for a 3 to 6 months cash flow. To know I have 3 to 6 months cash flow in order to grow my business. Now, last year this time, I was down to 0 months. And I was down to 0 months because we had a death in our family, and I was grieving hard. And so you weren't getting much out of me. You got me sitting and reading books underneath blankets. That's how bad I was grieving. And I went through, hey, Lynn, I'm glad you got here on time. I went through my cash reserves. And honestly, what brought me out was the knowledge that I didn't have any more time. And so last year was all about building it back. It took me a year to build it back, guys. It really did. And this year, where we're sitting at right now, for what we're doing, for the commitments I've made, I have money for the year. Like, my cash flow's out through the end of the year. That gives me the ability to make choices. And that's really why you want that cash stability, is to have the ability to make choices. To not be in a I can't mode. I can't afford it. I don't have time. Because that's the next one we're going to talk about. Not just money, but time. But that you're in a can mode. So I can easily look at my cash flow forecast for the rest of the year and make a different investment choice, right? I could say, well, I'm not going to take that full year. I'm going to make an investment which is going to change the cash flow that I have and decrease the amount of time that I have cash in the terms of making a bigger business investment. This is a big year for investment for me, guys. Probably I have more cash going out than I am used to. And that has its own scare factor. But I'm pushing through it because we've got that vision and that goal. And I know that can't happen if I do things like I've done it in the past. So having that financial safety net, that financial freedom, means that you could do a lot of things. You could know that there's this employee that you would just be a rock star at your business and help take you to the next level, and be able to go hire them away from your competitor. You could be able to do that if you had cash sitting there. You could do infrastructure. You could do marketing. You could do so many things. You could have a new product idea and be able to develop it. That's how you take advantage of luck. But the other part of it is, guys, you have to have the time for it. And so, was recording today, our pricing tool, the tool I use to help people understand where their pricing needs to be in their business. And there's a concept of being intentional about your workload and knowing how much you want to work and making sure that you're building a business that gives you freedom of time, not just freedom of cash, but freedom of time as well. And so when you have space for opportunity to come in and space for things to be thought through and space to have consideration, then you're actually able to take advantage of that luck. Because you can have the money, right? You can have the money in the bank, but if you don't have time on your calendar, you're not going to know what to do with that. You're not going to know what to do with it. Or you're going to say, I just don't have time. I can't even think about it. And so that opportunity is just going to pass you by. That luck is just going to pass you by. And sometimes it's not big. Sometimes it's really small. Sometimes it's just having time for a conversation. And so you need to make space for that in your business and ensure that you can do that. Now, like I said, we're shifting and changing as well. The last 3 months have been hairy. And we've been doing a lot of things. And so there has been some opportunities that have come my way where I've passed. But I did go back to my vision. I was like, is this something that helps us meet our vision? Is it something that would help contribute to our bottom line number, our top line number that we're working on? And I've also said, no, they're not. So I'm not going to give them space. I'm not going to give them time. I do not have time because of what we're working on. And this needs to be finished first so that I can move on to the next thing. So, look at that. But as we're coming out, man, the pollen must be bad today in Dallas. We're coming out of that foundational work that we've been concentrating on for the last few months. And now I'm going, okay, I have space again. And I'm out having some interesting conversations looking for that next bit of luck, that next opportunity that's going to take this business to the next level. So have you adjusted for that? My mastermind's going to actually go through time management this month. And it's going to be really interesting. It's going to be really interesting because it's really about being smart. If you're going to create time for yourself, you're going to have to be very smart and very judicious with where you invest your time. Because Lord knows there's enough stuff to do in business. So we want to make sure that we tame that and put priority on it and we're strategic with it so that it doesn't take over our life. Because it will be a big hairy monster. Blah. I'm being silly today. But that's it for today. School is almost out. I kind of want to go play hooky, but it's off time to be mom. We have a track meet and soccer. And of course, they're like 45 minutes away from each other. So what are we going to do? It's a lot of family time. So that's it for today, guys. Let me know what you think. What struck you? Are there some things that you need to shift in your business in order for you to be able to take advantage of luck when it comes to your door? Is there somebody that needs to hear this? If so, please share. Lynn, my friend Lynn, my client Lynn here, is a great sharer. Love that, Lynn. Thank you so much for that. And then be sure to tune back in here for Facebook Lives Tuesdays and Thursdays, most Tuesdays and Thursdays, about 2:45. Until then, I'm Leslie Hassler with Your Biz Rules Business Coaching, and we've been coaching from the Carpool.